Well, you mentioned vulnerabilities, and I'm just wondering if you take a look at this list of 4 companies, who do you all think is the most vulnerable, or who's the first one that might be bumped off the list in the future?
I think that's hard to tell. I would say Amazon e-commerce. There's something interesting that's happening in e-commerce that I think none of us expected, say, 9 months ago. I'd say everyone thought e-commerce was done, and there were 2 major players, Amazon and eBay. But really it was done for, I would say, nerds. It's a ginormous product catalog, and the interface isn't all that beautiful. But if you want to look at all the cameras, and you're fine.
Yeah.
Well, now you look at Fab, Gilt, Pinterest. There's curated.
Better experience, more curated.
Well, there's curation. It looks like you're shopping on Fillmore Street much more than you're shopping, on Geek Street.
Adam, you had something to say about who's vulnerable on this list.
Well, every company is vulnerable on the list. That's one of the beautiful things about the technology industry. I'll offer 2 observations. Apple absolutely is vulnerable because Apple has a bet the company model. Apple bets big, makes huge investments, and if it fails, which it hasn't for 15 years, it'll be really bad. Now, they have $100 billion, which they're going to try to whittle down, but they won't be successful even in whittling that down. And they also have the Mac business, which is an annuity for Apple right now. So they have a lot of cushion, but they do have plenty of vulnerabilities, which is getting the next product right. And I've been saying this for years, and I've been wrong every time, but I just want to offer an observation about Facebook. I do not think that Facebook has changed the world. I do not think that Facebook has reordered the way everybody lives their lives. I think it's a very successful and very interesting publishing company that has created a new model for advertising, and that's fantastic. But I don't think it's changing human existence.
Are you on Facebook?
Am I?
Yes. Oh, okay.
He's selling a book.
I don't think you're on Facebook like I'm on Facebook.
No, I'm sure I'm not, but I am. I get it, in other words.
But we're not friends,
I do.
Adam.
I would argue, though, that Facebook is in a precarious position. I think that Facebook changed behavior on the web. So if the internet is what changed our society fundamentally, and it's the greatest thing we've probably done as a species, that Facebook changed the way we interact with that was hyperbole.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry.
There's people who believe that,
That's true. Well, it's pretty good. I'm not going to go through the whole list, but the internet's pretty good. I think that Facebook probably changed fundamentally the way that we interact with the internet, right? It created a closed system that we were okay with. It created, safe space. It created this idea of connection where I think that hadn't existed as concretely before.
Well, it created
but
identity,
I think Facebook,
right?
It created identity, exactly.
That is huge.
Which is huge. I think, though, that Facebook is a little bit vulnerable right now. I think that they're in a precarious position, especially as they go into an IPO without the growth potential that they had when they were maybe only 400 million users. And I think that part of creating that identity, part of creating those connections is creating a little bit of a backlash. Facebook, unlike actually a computer, a search engine, or a commerce engine, Facebook is utterly optional and easily replaceable.